You know how the saying goes, you can eat your cake and have it too. That's pretty much what's happening with the LIV golfers right now. The LIV Golf Series isn't recognized by the official world golf rankings, and this is just the latest episode in the never-ending drama. Many of the top golfers in the world, like Phil Mickelson and Bryson DeChambeau, are struggling, and their rankings are plummeting. So let's learn all about this major plot twist. First up, what happened to the rankings? Since its start this summer, LIV Golf has been the epicenter of the Civil War. After all, CEO Greg Norman has been successful in luring some of the sport's best stars away from their PGA Tour opponents, including Phil Mickelson, Ian Poulter, and Dustin Johnson. But there's a catch. But while they may have gotten the big bucks, it's come at a cost that they now can't stand. And with the Saudi-backed circuit still to collect OWGR points, that situation's definitely going to continue. For those of you who are new to the scene, global ranking points have been a hot topic all summer. LIV Golf has staged 5 events, each of which was 54 holes long and had a larger field than the one before it. It's no joke that the breakaway circuit has added talent to its fields at every turn, but no ranking points yet. The reasons behind this are many and complex, so we won't get into them in this video. Instead, let's take a look at some of the most prominent victims of LIV Golf not awarding ranking points. Coming up, our first victim is Phil Mickelson. Mickelson, a multiple majors champion and former world number 1, is first on our list. The American is no doubt the most well-known player to have made the LIV shift. Poor guy, he's been constantly entangled in the controversies surrounding the Rebel League since it started. So after falling 63 places and out of the top 100 to 134th for the first time since 1993, the former fan favorite saw his popularity decline along with his global rating. The 6-time major champion believes the PGA Tour will have to face losing control of the world's greatest players with the rise of LIV Golf. But we have to wonder, is this what he really wanted? Next up, let's look at Martin Kaymer's decline. The 2-time major winner, Martin Kaymer, is one of the biggest victims after switching to LIV Golf. The German, who was once at the top of the global rankings, is currently ranked 389th. That's a massive drop, that's for sure. Granted, Kaymer isn't the player he once was when he won the US Open and the PGA, but the 37-year-old has dropped 179 places in less than 4 months after joining with LIV Golf earlier this year. That's a crazy number, and one that probably doesn't feel too great. Up next, how much did Graham McDowell's rankings drop? Following in the footsteps of Kaymer and Mickelson, McDowell has watched his rankings drop big time. Like his old Ryder Cup teammate Kaymer, the Irishman has struggled in recent years, and his switch to the Saudi-backed circuit hasn't helped matters. Before his unfortunate transition, McDowell was rated 364 in the global rankings, and after nearly 4 months of non-ranking golf, he dropped out of the top 400 and into the 414th. Next up, let's look at Matthew Wolff and his dilemma. If you remember, Wolff was considered as one of golf's top talents just 2 seasons ago after finishing second at his debut at the 2020 US Open. But now, things aren't looking too good for the American. Wolff has had his world ranking drop swiftly after signing on the signed line. But unlike Kaymer, Mickelson, and McDowell, the American was supposed to be just getting started. Wolff was rated 12th in the world less than 2 years ago, but he's currently placed 123rd just outside the top 100. He might have wanted to stay in the major tournaments a while longer and really make a name for himself, but the money was just too good to pass. Coming up next, we have Ian Poulter and Pat Perez. The Englishman has been one of the more vocal members of the LIV Golf in recent months. Formerly regarded as Europe's Ryder Cup talisman, Ian now finds his image soiled, with his European career all but ended owing to his LIV allegiances. But that's not even half of it. Along with his Ryder Cup legacy, his world ranking has suffered, falling 40 places to 129th in less than 4 months. And then there's Pat Perez, who's definitely seen the perks of LIV's team concept and high-stakes prize money. Despite only making the top 15 on the circuit once, he's been one of LIV's highest earners after being carried by his 4 Aces colleagues, Patrick Reed, Taylor Gooch, and Dustin Johnson, to 4 consecutive team titles and a staggering £2.7 million in team prize money. While the American's bank account has really gotten better, his global ranking definitely hasn't. The rankings actually dropped 32 places to 200th. Let's look at Lee Westwood's and Sergio Garcia's rankings. Westwood is another former world number 1 and European Ryder Cup great. With 44 professional wins, the Englishman has been a constant at the top of the game throughout his career. But after nearly 4 months without ranking points, he's dropped 29 places and is is now ranked 103rd. Sergio Garcia isn't too far behind and has joined his fellow European golfers in falling down the global rankings. Despite winning the Masters 5 years ago, Garcia's reputation in golf has suffered big time. Controversy erupted around him pretty recently when he withdrew after one round of BMW PGA Championship, capping a difficult comeback to the DP World Tour. And then there's his ranking too, that's dropped 26 positions to 81st now. The lack of OWGR points is really hitting these players hard. Next up, there's Bubba Watson. The two-time winner at Augusta National was widely considered one of the PGA Tour's most popular players. But here's the thing, a transfer to LIV Golf has seen him slide in both the popularity and global golf rankings, with the American presently sitting at 112th. This is 26 places lower than he was before joining Norman. Let's now look at the great Bryson DeChambeau and his rankings. Okay, so we know DeChambeau isn't really a fan favorite on the tour, but he's without a doubt one of the most skilled pro golfers we've ever seen. With his big hitting and logical approach, we can easily say that the American revolutionized the game of golf. And it hasn't been a long time since DeChambeau was at the top of every leaderboard, but a string of injuries followed by a transfer to LIV Golf has seen him fall out of his top position. Now he's at a shocking 48th position in recent months. Coming up next, not everyone's struggling though. So here's the thing. You'll notice that many of the names we just mentioned have gained money but lost a lot of the recognition they earned. But not Osthausen. He's emerged as the accepted face of LIV Golf, avoiding the most venomous charges of sport washing, taking money from murderers. Both the PGA Tour Commissioner, Jay Monahan, and the DP World Tour Chief Executive, Keith Pelley, praised him for the way in which he changed tours. This is because he promised not to criticize the circuits that helped make him a multi-millionaire, but simply to seize an opportunity that couldn't have come at a better time. Maybe some others could have picked a better approach too. Next up, Billy Horschel talks about the OWGR points. In the middle of the series' ongoing issue, PGA Tour player Billy Horschel feels his LIV Golf competitors will have some regrets about their decision. So the LIV roster wrote to OWGR chairman Peter Dawson, requesting that the breakaway series be granted ranking points, while also dating back events that have already occurred without points. And it's pretty clear why they're doing so much. The lack of OWGR recognition has been a difficult pill for the Saudi-funded series to swallow, to say the least. So it makes sense that Horschel feels players who have made the transfer would be disappointed with their ranking position. But we have to remember that everyone who signed the deal was completely aware that they wouldn't receive world ranking points, and they still signed that bonus check. Finally, Rory McIlroy also spoke up about the major issue. If there's a debate about LIV versus PGA Tour, how can we not expect that Rory McIlroy won't give his 2 cents? Basically, he addressed LIV's ranking drama at St. Andrews, joining Horschel in the whole discussion. So McIlroy feels that if the Saudi-backed series meets the necessary requirements, they can definitely be given OWGR points, but only if they follow the rules. But that's not a tall order, because one of the most frustrating points of this has been LIV Golf's refusal to follow the rules that have existed for so long. If they're prepared to follow the rules, they might earn world ranking points, but the way things are right now and how their tour is set up, we don't think that's going to happen. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think these LIV defectors are going to get their world ranking points anytime soon? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching.